And we are here, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Happy Monday, right? Happy Monday. And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, students and traders. This is FXPassion broadcasting you live on YouTube, and this is Forex Trading Course 101. Remember, everybody, trading is a learnable skill when we learn in the correct way the MST, right? Sounds like a bad syndrome, you know. So M stands for the market. This is pillar number 1. Pillar number 2 is the strategy, and pillar number 3, everybody, is the big one. It's called the trader. And more about the trader in the Forex course 202. One more time, everybody, if you are not receiving the webinar notification from the JForex platform, this would be this one, okay, then send an email to research@dukascopy.com. Hello Lucas, how are you? Send an email to research@dukascopy.com and write that you are not receiving webinar notifications from the JForex platform. Okay? Lucas, are we on the call today? 2 o'clock p.m. And everybody, why I'm not looking at your beautiful eyes, I have another monitor in here, okay? So what do champion traders say, everybody? Champion beginner traders always say, I am not going to live and die on a trade by trade basis. And of course this is a quote from Mark Douglas, and I have my own quote here on the left. When the market scares you, right, don't be afraid to do the right thing. Make sense? Oh, what are the right things to do? Well, the right thing to do is follow the Fibonacci rules. Follow the Fibonacci concepts. Okay, everybody? Remember, 90% of traders lose money in the Forex market worldwide. The webinars are not trading or investment advice. The webinars are for educational purposes only. Don't trade with money you cannot afford to lose. And for homeworks and questions, you have my Gmail contact, my Skype contact, and you can follow me on TradingView. Lucas saying yes, sir. So, trading Fibonacci numbers, rules for trading the 3 Fibonacci's part 2. So, one more time, everybody. You know, how to use the 3 Fibonacci's, things to ponder, right? Number 1, all the rules apply to all Fibonacci's and on all time frames. What rules are we talking about? We are talking about the Fibonacci of the confirmation rules, we are talking about the original Fibonacci rules, and we are talking about the contrarian Fibonacci. Hello SL, how are you? We are talking about the contrarian Fibonacci rules, okay? And all the rules apply to all Fibonacci's and all the time frames. Every Fibonacci can have the contrarian Fibonacci and the Fibonacci of the confirmation. Yes, also the contrarian Fibonacci can have the contrarian Fibonacci. If not, how are you going to find the C of the contrarian Fibonacci and the Fibonacci of the confirmation? Everybody, now that we are reviewing the things to ponder, the rules, type in the chat, everybody, the currency pair that you want to check, okay? Number 3, when comparing larger time frames, and don't write Euro JPY. We don't have Euro JPY. When comparing larger time frames and smaller time frame, it is possible the contrarian Fibonacci on the larger time frame is the original and or the Fibonacci of the confirmation on the smaller time frame. One more time. When comparing the larger time frame and the smaller time frame, it is possible that the contrarian Fibonacci on the larger time frame is the original and or the Fibonacci of the confirmation on the smaller time frame. What does this mean? This means that as traders, everybody, we are AUDUSD, yes sir, that we are looking for alignments. Look at the picture, everybody. What do you see? Can you see, everybody? High probability trade is where monthly, weekly, daily, and the 2-hour chart are aligned, right? So if the black one, and this is from the internet, everybody, this is not mine, okay? I found this on the internet, Google. So if you find the monthly chart, and the black one is the monthly chart, okay, and if you look from the price section from the B to the C, okay, so on the monthly chart, the monthly candles are going down, agreed? But if you look at the blue one, which is the weekly chart, you are going to see that the market is going up and down, up and down, up and down. So the monthly is going down, but the weekly is going up. So when the monthly is going down and the weekly is going up, do we have alignment? Do we have this one? No, exactly, no, correct. And the red one is the daily chart. So as you can see, everybody, from the B to the C on the monthly can go down, you know, the blue one can go up in here, and the daily is going up and down too. So it's possible that you have a monthly up, daily down, weekly down, 2-hour up. Make sense? And we are looking for alignments. This is number 3. When comparing the larger time frame and the smaller time frame, it is possible that the contrarian Fibonacci on the larger time frame is the original and or the Fibonacci of the confirmation on the smaller time frame. In other words, the retracement of one could be the extension of the other. Okay? Number 5, the D of the original Fibonacci is stronger than all the other Ds from other Fibonaccis, meaning from the Fibonacci of the confirmation and the contrarian. The original is stronger, yes sir. Always remember, if things get complicated, the larger time frame controls the lower time frame, and the market will always go in the direction of the greatest force. Monthly, weekly, daily, and 2 hours. 7. Trade only what you understand and what you are comfortable with. Don't try to do everything. And number 8, you are going to forget all of this. And number 9, the retracement and the extension from the higher time frames are more relevant than the retracement and extension from the smaller time frames. Now, that being said, with this picture in mind, everybody, Lucas is asking AUDUSD. Give me a second. AUDUSD, right? Okay, everybody, how are we going to make pips and money from AUDUSD? Talking about the Fibonaccis, long or short? Everybody, this is your chart, should be like this right now. Make sense? AUDUSD, yes sir. If you don't have your charts built, everybody, how are you going to make pips and money? If you don't have your charts built, Passion, what do you mean? Do you have support, resistance, pivot points on your chart? Do you have the market wave on your chart? Do you have the Fibonaccis on your chart? And if the answer is no, 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 how are you going to make pips and money? Everybody, yes sir, everybody. Make sense? So this is ABC, everybody. So should we go long or short? Sir, I'm waiting to go short. Okay, very good. Anybody here who wants to go long? Anybody in here? Anybody in here who wants to go long, everybody? Yes, we have a bullish monthly candle, right? Yes, sir. And this low, it's still a higher low, yes? Okay, but the Fibonacci is down, right? We have the A, we have the B, we have the C, okay? On the daily and the 4-hour chart, okay, very good. Let's check the weekly. A, B, C, right? And we have the sub A, sub B, sub C. Okay. And the market's making higher highs, higher lows. This is a retracement, right? Okay, Lucas, what are you waiting on the daily? Sub A, sub B, sub C, sub D, down in here. Okay. So we have the subs in here, right? And trend line, counter, trend line, break, transparency. This is one. And this is two. So from the daily standpoint, right? Okay. Now this is the daily. Lucas and everybody else, what are you waiting for? No, I'm not saying that Lucas is wrong, everybody, but if you want to go short, you had the counter trend line break, so what are you waiting to go short? Make sense, everybody? Lucas and SL, you are the teacher, I'm the student. Boss, why aren't we shorting the market right now? Why not? We have the sub A, sub B, sub C, and we have the confirmation Fibonacci. The original one is up on the daily, right? So if you want to short the market on the sub A, sub B, everybody, good news, bad news, right? What is the good news? One between those two is going to win and one is going to lose. So if you go short on the sub A, sub B, you can win and you can lose. If you go long on the confirmation A, confirmation B, you can win and you can lose. Make sense? But talking about shorting the market, you know, what are we waiting? Boss? Do we have a confirmed C? From SL on what? On the sub A, sub B? Sub A, sub B, yes, your sub C is confirmed. Oh, it's blue goes to blue, right? Blue goes to blue, everybody. So we had a new, no, not yet, not yet. Not yet. Okay, so it's Monday, right? Happy Monday, everybody. How are we going to make pips and money on AUDUSD daily chart? We can talk about swing trading, so we are talking about an entry that is going to last a week. We can talk about intraday, day trading, so we need to go on the 15-minute chart and 1-hour chart, and we are going to close the trade maybe today, maybe tomorrow. How are we going to make pips and money out of the Fibonaccis? Lucas is saying, sir, I entered at the broken trend line. Okay, where is your stop loss? Where is the take profit? Where is the stop loss? Where is the take profit? Very good, excellent. I'm waiting to see what happens. Where is the stop loss and where is the take profit? Lucas, believe me, once you are in the Forex course 202, everything is going to make sense to you. Okay? It's going to take some time, of course. But where is the stop loss? It's above the sub C, or is the stop loss above the sub A? Everybody? And remember the rules. What are the rules? Remember the rules, everybody. All the rules apply to all the Fibonacci and all time frames. Number 3, when comparing the larger time frame and the smaller time frame, it's possible that the contrarian Fibonacci on the larger time frame is the original and or the Fibonacci of the confirmation on the smaller time frame. Okay? Now, what does this mean? Okay? So, we are talking about patterns. Make sense? When you win, you won because a pattern was there, and when we lose because a pattern was there too. Lucas, where is your stop loss? Sir, I entered the broken trend line. So you are in the market, very good. Where is the stop loss? Above the A of the contrarian Fibonacci and take profit at the D. Okay, great. Now everybody, this is what we're talking about, the Fibonacci trading rules. So 7628. Let's take the stop loss. Let's go on the weekly. And 7628. .7628. Okay, 7628. Now this is the sub, right? Exactly. Now what can you see, everybody? So we have the, let me make what, violet maybe. Okay, now the violet horizontal line, everybody, is the stop loss from the daily. Make sense? Okay, now here is the question, and this is the Forex course 101. Can the market go up, stops you out on the daily contrarian Fibonacci, and reverse and still fall down on the Fibonacci of the confirmation from the weekly? What would you say? Because of the stop loss, exactly. Can the market do this? Yeah, don't be shy, everybody. There is no right or wrong, and I'm sorry I'm drinking, you know, I talk a lot, so I need to... Somebody said the other time, you know, oh, you should not drink online, or, you know, you are presenting the course. I'm sorry, but my throat, it's dry, so... Lucas says yes. Okay, now, next question. If the market does something like this, everybody, okay, if the market does something like this, did we do anything wrong? 80% to stop out. So why did you enter the trade if you have an 80% of being stopped out? Everybody make sense? Here is the question, did we do anything wrong? On the sub, and see the Fibonacci trading, everybody, it's an upgrade, right? So Fibonacci trading rule, projected, when we find the contrarian Fibonacci that has a projected extension out of the AB boundary, that means that we have found its confirmed C. Okay. Now one more time, Fibonacci trading rules, this is the monthly, okay, and the monthly, it's moving up, right now. Make sense? And remember, everybody, we learned this in the previous lessons, so one more time, and the Fibonacci is the same. Make sense? Trading rule, and it's not a rule, it's a trading concept. Give me a second, everybody. Trading, whoops, not this one. Text. Trading concept. Trading concept. We cannot win on the smaller time frames. We cannot win on the smaller time frames from the higher time frames perspective. Okay, meaning I cannot enter on the 2-hour chart based on what the weekly is doing. Everybody? This is the trading concept. It's always working. Makes sense? We cannot win on the smaller time frame from the higher time frame perspective, meaning I cannot enter on the 2-hour chart. It doesn't matter Fibonacci, trend lines, pivot points, Ichimoku, stochastic, counter trend line, candlestick formations. Makes sense? I cannot enter on the 2-hour chart based system strategies, whatever might be the case. I cannot enter on the 2-hour chart based on what the weekly is doing. Makes sense? So everybody, give me a second. I need to take something. Okay? Please type in the chat, teacher Lucas, teacher SL, and everybody else who is online. Type in the chat in the meantime. Okay, I'm going to be back in 30 seconds. Type in the chat, you are the teacher, I'm the student. Teacher, what does this mean? What does this mean that I cannot win on the smaller time frames from the higher time frame perspective? 30 seconds, everybody. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Let me see. Nobody, huh? Alright. I cannot enter on the 2-hour chart based on what the weekly is doing, right? Okay. Now, let's go on the 4-hour chart, everybody. 4-hour chart. Let's delete the indicators. Delete. This is for another lesson. Candles, delete. Okay, delete. Very good. And up and down, up and down, up and down. We need to have the 4-hour Fibonacci's just quickly. ABCD, 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 ABCD. So this would be the C, and down in here it would be the D, right? Fibonacci retracement tool. ABCD, green goes to green, something like this. ABCD, and the market almost hit our Fibonacci retracement tool. Let me check, everybody, which one is the low. The D extension must be a low. So is this a low? No, it's not. So there you go. this is the Fibonacci, original one on the 4-hour chart, and the market is positioned like this, right? This would be the uptrend line, the counter trend line, and this would be positioned like this. We have this trend line and short trend line, something like this, short trend line, there you go. Because the stop loss and risk reward are different levels, and we also have different probabilities, in higher time frame we need to have stop loss according to higher time frame. Well, because stop loss, yes, okay, so one more time everybody, you know, why we cannot win, right? You have a down Fibonacci, just an example. You have a down Fibonacci, okay, and the market is doing something like this, you know, and then the market is doing something like that. Make sense? And you could be here, so this is the weekly, you know, and you could be here and you are going to trade the 2-hour time frame. Okay, the 2-hour time frame. And you say, well, I'm going to short the market on the 2-hour time frame, and maybe the market is doing something like this right now. I'm going to short on the 2-hour time frame because the weekly is down. Make sense, everybody? Okay. Oh, but what's wrong with that, you know? Well, in theory, and talking about direction, nothing's wrong, everybody. But you must understand that the weekly chart, it can have between 13 to 17 or more, you know, different swings before it's going to hit the D. Make sense? So this trade in here can be a loser. Make sense? Why? Because I was comparing the 2-hour time frame to the weekly. Make sense? I need to compare. So number one, everybody, trading Fibonacci numbers, right? And what are the rules? We are looking for alignments, right? Now this would be the perfect one, right? You have the monthly going up, and you have the weekly going up, and you have the daily going up, and you have the 2-hour going up, so everything is aligned, right? So we're going to, like in here, right? Buy, the black is going up from the C to the D, the weekly is going up from the C to the D, the daily, you know, but many times the market is not positioned like this. So we need to learn, if we are going to use the Fibonacci, we need to learn the rules. When comparing the larger time frames and the smaller time frames, it's possible that the contrarian Fibonacci on the larger time frame is the original and the Fibonacci, the confirmation, on the smaller time frame. So even though from the picture, you know, those are the originals, you know, and they are not always the same, I can still find alignment trading different Fibonaccis. Make sense? Yes, okay. But I cannot short the market, make sense, on the 1-hour, 2-hour, 4-hour chart based on what the weekly is doing. Make sense? So this is the 4-hour chart, right? And what can we use? Well, we can deploy the Fibonacci of the confirmation on the 4-hour chart. So this would be one, it would be a winner, right? Fibonacci retracement tool. This would be the second one. So we are here. Make sense? And here is the question. Here is the question. If and when the next counter trend line break appears, should we go short, yes or no? On the 4-hour chart. Everybody? And if you say yes, it's okay, right? If you say yes, but I'm going to question you, you know, boss, aren't we, so we are trading the Fibonacci, right? But aren't we going against the market wave or against the trend on the 4-hour chart right now? And again, if the answer is yes, well, if the answer is yes, what's the probability of this trade being a success? Make sense, everybody? What we want to, what's the time? Great. What we want to learn and understand, but let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question. Let's delete this one. Question: is this market behavior looks like the same to you as this market behavior? It's a yes or no question. Does the orange quadrant look like to you the same as the red quadrant? Low to risk, it really does, yes, low to risk ratio, but still, you know, it could be a great risk reward ratio. Everybody? Does the orange quadrant, does this one looks like the same to you as this one? Oh, Lucas says no. Second question: does this awareness, does this knowledge, everybody, changes anything on how you are or how you are going to trade? Does this awareness, does this knowledge changes anything or everything in your trading? Yes, sir, fair enough. Yeah. Oh, somebody's typing, oh, boss, but it's a probability game. Yes, sir, fair enough, you know, yes, sir, absolutely, it's a probability game. But are you going to have a higher probability when you see something like this, or are you going to have a higher probability when you see something like this? Knowing that Gianpaolo can win, you know, and knowing that Michael can lose, right? We don't have the crystal ball. Make sense, everybody? But as Lucas is saying no, and as is saying no, it's different. Great. What's the difference? This is the Bitcoin question. Bitcoin dollar, not, it was $1 million question. Now we have the Bitcoin question, Bitcoin value question, everybody. You know, what's the difference? Talking about probabilities. What's the difference? Oh, boss, but the market's making lower lows, lower highs. Yes, sir, you are correct. The market, short term, right? Short term, the market was making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and it reversed, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Yes, sir. Correct too. But remember, it made lower lows, lower highs too before. So what's the difference between the orange quadrant and the red quadrant? They look different, right? And one more time, Lucas, you're going to learn this, you know, in the Forex course 202. Okay. Short-term market direction has changed. So, should we go short or not in the red quadrant, everybody? Should we short the Fibonacci? Now, I'm going to delete the orange quadrant. Remember, everybody, we are trading this one, right? We are trading the Fibonacci sequence. Okay? Now, here is the question. Should we short the market here, yes or no? The market wave in Fibonacci, yes sir. What is the difference in understanding from the Forex course 101 and the Forex course 202, everybody, is that it's not all the same, okay? And it's the understanding that just because you see a pattern and you see a setup, you know, this does not necessarily mean that you should enter the market. Make sense, everybody? And we are all the same, you know, because as beginner traders, because as intermediate traders, you know, we are everywhere. We are long, short, sideways, you know, let's buy the Fibonacci, short the Fibonacci. Make sense? So here is still the question, you know. This is the monthly Fibonacci, you know. This is the monthly Fibonacci and it's beautiful, right? And you have the trend lines and everything seems simple on the monthly. You have a confirmed seed, the market reversed, made a still higher low though, you know. You have a beautiful down Fibonacci, ABC, you have a confirmed seed, market broke the trend line, the market is still below the down trend line, you know, so the long-term direction is down, right? Not this one, F11, there you go. Now then we move on the weekly Fibonacci, right? And we see something different already. What is different? Well, the market was making higher highs, higher lows, and then it changed, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and changed again. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So it's a different story, it's a different picture. Yes, we are trading the Fibonacci. And then we move to the daily, right? Daily Fibonacci. And we see something completely different. We see that the original Fibonacci, we are seeing that the original Fibonacci is up, not down. Oh, but we can trade the contrarian, sure enough. Yes, sir. We can trade the contrarian, right? But on what time frame? See? When you say you can trade the contrarian, it's our brain, everybody. It's saying let's short the market on the daily because the monthly is down. You cannot win most of the time, everybody, if you are trading on the lower time frame perspective, like the daily, and you are doing something on the daily because there is something on the monthly. Make sense? And then we go on the 4-hour chart, right? And we see something like this. And there is no right or wrong, just different probabilities. And what are the Fibonacci rules saying to us is, okay, you know, is the 4-hour chart, right? Okay, so we remember, everybody, we are looking for alignments, okay? We are looking for alignments, alignments, okay? And we are looking for long-term alignments. We are looking for long-term alignments, and we're looking for short-term alignments. Okay? No, not from the 4-hour chart and the monthly, but from the 4-hour chart, and we learned this from the previous lessons. What chart it's directly answering to what chart? So we have a down Fibonacci on the 4-hour chart. Can we short the market? Yes, we can. Right? Now we have most likely we have an up Fibonacci, contrarian one, and the question is, can we go long? And the answer is yes, we can too. But going long or short is not going to solve our problem. What is our problem? The understanding of the probabilities. Does this make sense to you? Let's short the market. Okay, but we are against the trend. Make sense? So direction is not wrong, but the short-term trend alignment is wrong. Oh, or maybe better said, you know, the long-term alignment it's not wrong, but the short-term alignment is wrong. Make sense? So the Fibonacci lesson, everybody, it's an upgrade. The 4-hour chart answers to the daily, yes sir. And if you go on the daily, everybody, and if you go, I'm going to delete most of the things, right? Delete, 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 delete. Come on, delete, 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 delete. You're going to see, everybody, it's not that difficult once we get the understanding. Okay? Contrarian out, 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 out. So back in time, everybody, we didn't know about the Fibonaccis. This was the trend on the daily, right? And here is the question. Without the Fibonaccis, you know, would you short the uptrend on the daily? What is the answer? No Fibonacci's. This was the first 10 lessons. We learned about the market wave, we learned about the short-term trends. Now this is the daily, right? And the daily, it's making relevant higher highs, higher lows. Make sense, everybody? We didn't have a clue about the contrarian. We had no idea about the Fibonacci of the confirmation. No Fibonacci at all. You know, we were looking at price action. We learned about the trend lines, and the question would be, would you short the uptrend on the daily? And if the answer is yes, the next question would be, okay, if you would short the uptrend, okay, the question would be where? Okay, text. So possible answer is no. And then the next answer, we talked about retracement trading with support resistance. Answer, if the answer is yes, equals to where, and equals to how is the probability. Make sense, everybody? This is without the Fibonacci's. Now, the first 10 lessons, right? The first 10 lesson is, would you short the uptrend? Would you go against the trend? And beginner traders answer, absolutely not. Make sense? As a beginner trader, I have no idea, I have no concepts in my mind, I have no understanding on how the market works, so the answer is no. But step by step we are moving forward and we are growing our knowledge, and we understand that the market moves extension, retracement. So I can say as well, now I understand, I can short the market, I can go against the daily trend, okay, but where I'm going to short the market and what's the probability, or how is the probability. So if this would be the case, can I short the market in here? What's the answer? Right? What's the answer? Remember, I have a 20 seconds delay on the chat. Can I short the market in here? No, exactly. Now, moving forward with the understanding, we learn about the Fibonaccis, and we have a original Fibonacci like this, and we are here right now, and the question is, calm down, no go long, no. The question is, can we go long right now? Can we go long right now? Lucas is saying low probability to go short. Very good. Now we drop. We have an original Fibonacci on the uptrend, up market way, whatever might be the case, and the market is in a retracement. Can we go long? Right now. This is how the market is positioned. This, everybody, is this. Just in the opposite direction. Or maybe not from the daily, but this is this from the 4-hour chart. You have a down original Fibonacci, right? Down market wave, and the market it's retracing. Daily. No, sir, why not? Because we have a down short-term trend. Very good, excellent, excellent. So if we are using the same concepts and rules, everybody, what should we do here? What's the plan? What's the plan? See, everybody, this was, before was theory. Now this, you're looking at the same, but this is now the live market. So it's a yes or a no. Remember, long term on the 4-hour chart, the market's making relevant highs, relevant lows. Agreed? Long term on the 4-hour chart, we have relevant higher highs and relevant higher lows. Agreed? Relevant higher highs, relevant higher lows. Agreed? Long term on the 4-hour chart, we learned this too. Every single time frame has a long-term view and a short-term view. The 15-minute chart too has the long-term view and the short-term view. So long-term, the long-term view on the 4-hour chart is up, but the short-term is down. Agreed? Wait, confirm downtrend. So what's the plan? Do you want to wait for the market to break this low in here and then go short? What's the plan? And remember, everybody, talking about the Fibonacci, we are looking for alignment. So let's say that I don't quite understand what's happening, right? Make sense? I understand, but not quite, you know, but I want to short the market because the monthly and the weekly are down, and I'm looking for alignments, and the 4-hour chart is down, you know, and the market's making lower lows, lower highs. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for alignments from the daily. Make sense? So I want to short the market. I want to short the market on the next counter trendline break. Make sense? So if the market's going to break this counter trend line, do I have aligned something, anything, or so do we have any kind of alignments? In other words, is this Fibonacci trade going to be short-term Fibo trade, or is this going to be a long term Fibo trade? I have a counter trend line on the daily, everybody, and if the market breaks the counter trend line, is this going to be a short-term Fibonacci trade, or is this going to be a long-term Fibonacci trade? Passion, how do you know? Long and short term are defined by the pattern that we are trading. So if the market breaks this counter trend line, what pattern am I trading from the what? Daily or 4-hour chart? And somebody's typing, Passion, this is too complicated, you know. Watch these webinars 2 or 3 times. Learn the Fibonacci rules. It's not that difficult. Everybody, you need to practice. Make sense? If the this is the plan. If the market does this, right? And I'm going short, it's going to be a short-term Fibonacci trade or a long-term. You can do the same, everybody. You can draw a downtrend line like this, and you can wait for the market to break your downtrend line, and you can choose to go long. You are going to have the same questions. Talking about the Fibonacci, is going to be a long-term Fibonacci trade, or is going to be a short-term Fibonacci trade? SL says daily. Great. If the answer is daily, it's going to be a short-term trade or a long-term trade. So if the market breaks this counter trend line and I'm going short on the daily SL, is this going to be a short-term Fibonacci trade or a long-term Fibonacci trade? Those are the questions. And one more time, everybody, rules for trading the Fibonaccis. Number 7, trade only what you understand and what you're comfortable with. Don't try to do everything, you know. If you are, everybody, if you are okay with the Fibonacci, if you are okay with the original Fibonacci, if you are comfortable with the original Fibonacci, if you understand the original Fibonacci, well, look for alignments between the original Fibonaccis from the different time frames. Short term, yes sir, congratulations, exactly, short term. Make sense, everybody? If you don't understand the contrarian, if you don't understand the C, if you don't understand or if you don't like the confirmation, and if you don't like how all are up and down and mixed, you know, and you like the original, trade the original one. You don't need to do everything. Make sense, everybody? Those are the rules. Trade number 7 or number 6. Always remember, if things get complicated, the larger time frame controls the lower time frame, and the market will always go in the direction of the greatest force. And 7, don't try to do everything. Make sense, everybody? And lastly, as always, how can we help you? If you want quick results and not waste 2, 3, 4 years to figure out the market, ask for private lessons of the Forex course 101. Or once you are over the Forex course 101 as Lucas, you know, come to the Forex course 202, and the Forex course 202 is a must, everybody. It's a must. Why? Because you've been around the block for 4 years, 5 years, 7 years or more, and you are not making it. Good news for you. You are not stupid, everybody. Why? We are lacking some specific knowledge. Make sense? You need to learn how institutional traders think and feel, and you need to learn what tools institutional traders use. And lastly, you know, some of you is still thinking, oh, I'm going to do it by myself, you know, 7 years, 5 years, 4 years, I want to do it by myself 4 years. If you're, look down here, if your way is not working, why don't you try ours? Einstein, what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same things over and over and over again. I'm going to do it by myself. Doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. Agreed, everybody? Ask for help. You know, don't be shy. And that being said, everybody, see you back tomorrow. Until tomorrow, stay strong and trade with passion. This is FXPassion signing off. Lucas, talk to you